child marriage in India still a reality? In the age of satellites, startups, and smartphones, it may come as a surprise, even a shock, that child marriage remains a persistent issue in India. Despite a century of legal prohibitions, landmark reforms, and growing awareness, thousands of children, mostly girls, are still being married off before they reach adulthood. This practice, rooted in poverty, patriarchy, and outdated customs, continues to silently sabotage millions of young lives. What is child marriage? Child marriage refers to any formal or informal union where one or both parties are under 18 years of age. The Prohibition of Child Marriage Act (PCMA) 2006 makes it illegal in India, with punishments including imprisonment and fines. And yet, the problem endures. According to UNICEF data, India accounts for over one-third of the world's child brides. Although the incidence has dropped in recent years from 47% in 2005 to 6 to around 23% in 2019 to 21, NFH's 5 data, the raw numbers are still staggering. Rural areas, marginalized communities, and states like Bihar, Rajasthan, West Bengal, and Jharkhand show particularly high prevalence. Why does child marriage still happen? The reasons are complex and deeply interwoven. Poverty and economic pressure for poor families. Marrying of a daughter early is seen as one less mouth to feed. Girls are often considered an economic burden, and early marriage is wrongly viewed as a protective shield against sexual violence or social shame. Patriarchy and gender norms in many communities, a girl's role is still confined to domestic life. Her education, ambitions, and independence are seen as secondary to her duty as a wife and mother. Lack of education: girls who drop out of school are far more likely to be married early. Schools, especially in rural areas, often lack safety, sanitation, and accessibility, discouraging continued education. Weak law enforcement: while laws exist, enforcement is patchy. Many marriages go unreported. Social pressures, fear of community backlash, and inadequate administrative response make it difficult to prevent or punish child marriage effectively. Customs and traditions in certain festivals or communities, mass weddings still include underage girls. Parents justify it as religious duty or cultural heritage, even though it violates legal norms. What are the consequences? The impact of child marriage is lifelong. Health risks: child brides face early pregnancies, which can be life-threatening. India has high maternal mortality rates among teenage mothers. Education loss: most girls drop out of school once married, ending their chance for economic independence. Domestic violence: child brides are more vulnerable to physical and emotional abuse. Cycle of poverty: without education or empowerment, these girls often raise children in the same socio-economic limitations they endured. Progress and the road ahead: the situation is improving thanks to targeted policies and grassroots movements. Campaigns like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, and NGOs like Breakthrough, Girls Not Brides, and Child Rights and You cry have brought awareness and community-level change. Legal reforms are also under discussion. The Prohibition of Child Marriage Amendment Bill 2021 proposes to raise the legal age of marriage for women from 18 to 21, aligning it with that of men, though its enforcement and social acceptance remain uncertain. The way forward ending child marriage in India requires more than just laws. It demands education for girls, especially secondary schooling, economic support for poor families, such as scholarships and conditional cash transfers, strong community engagement to challenge social norms, empowered local governance, where panchayats, ASHA workers, and school teachers play active roles in reporting and prevention. Above all, India must see its daughters not as burdens to be married off, but as individuals with dreams, rights, and the power to transform the nation. In conclusion, child marriage may no longer be as visible or widespread as it once was, but it is still a reality and a stain on the conscience of a country striving to become a global leader. Progress is possible, but only if we continue to educate, empower, and enforce village by village, girl by girl.